Historic nomination calls for historic voter turnout. For the very first time in my life, the state of Alabama is witnessing a historic event. The nomination of its first African American contender for the office of governor of the state of Alabama in the person of Mrs. Yolanda Robinson Flowers. It's a day few of us ever thought we would live to see. I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to vote. And I'm trying to carry as many of you to the polls with me as I can on November 8th. That is the purpose of this channel. The 27.8% of you who identify as Black or African American or whatever you choose to call yourself in the state of Alabama. I'm calling on every Black citizen in Alabama to vote as never before in history, in spite of the fact that we already know that the state of Alabama is racially gerrymandered. We still need to vote on November 8th, 2022. In spite of the fact that the case is already before the Supreme Court of the United States and won't be resolved before November 8th, 2022, we still must vote as never before, because we know that in our lifetime we may never have the opportunity to vote for another Black nominee again. That's why we must vote on November 8th, 2022 as never before. I'm voting on November 8th, 2022 for my Black grandma who couldn't vote because Alabama's Jim Crow laws didn't extend to her the right to vote. I'm voting for that little Black girl who still lives inside me, who couldn't understand why she was treated differently as a child, who simply wanted to drink water from the nice clean water fountain labeled whites only in the 5 and dime, and not the rusty beat-up fountain marked colored. I'm voting for my mother and father, the late Wilkie and Hattie Lee Peters Clark, because they are both deceased and long gone from this world. But if they were here and they knew that an African American had been nominated for the office of governor, they would break their necks getting to the polls on election day to vote for her. I'm voting for John Lewis, who was hit in the head with a police officer's billy club and sustained a concussion fighting for my right to vote. I'm voting for Martin Luther King Jr., who was shot and killed in Memphis, Tennessee, because he had the unmitigated gall to march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge for my right to vote. I am proud to be one of the 27.8% of those who identify as Black citizens of Alabama, and in honor of my full citizenship rights, I will exercise my right to vote on November 8th, 2022 for my Black sister, Mrs. Yolanda Robinson Flowers. I pray you'll go with me.